All right, so the simplest function in a function family is called the parent function. Basically, what that means is there's no extra numbers by it. There's nothing being added or subtracted, okay? So for a quadratic, this y equals x squared is called the parent function, okay? It's like the most simplest form of a quadratic, okay? Vertex form is the easiest to write an equation from. So if I'm given a graph, vertex form is always the easiest. Here's why. We've seen quadratics that don't have x-intercepts, right? And that's what we get from factored form. And we've seen quadratics that y-intercepts are so freaking huge, they're like way off the graph, right? That's what we get from standard form. But every quadratic has a nice vertex, right? So that's why vertex form is the easiest form to get an equation from, all right? So we're going to start with ones in vertex form, okay? The first thing you want to do is decide what your vertex is. So this is HK right here, okay? So in this one, can someone raise their hand and tell me what the vertex is on this graph right here? Okay? Yeah, Oliver.
2, -1.
Okay, good. 2, -1. Okay, then I want you to look at that, and I want you to decide. Oh, Gunnar, we got a new seating chart today. So if you look at the list by the Tiki guy that says A1, that's your new seat number. Okay? So the Tiki guy with the glasses on the right wall. Big, yeah, that thing. So then there's one of those says A1. Okay, so then I want you to look at this, and I want you to decide, is A going to be +1 or -1 for us? Okay, Caitlin, what's your question? The HK. So the graph over here, they found vertex.
Just HK.
Yeah, so HK means vertex. Okay. And okay, so a lot of you guys said A is positive. Can someone raise their hand and tell me why I know A is positive? Yeah, Victoria. Good, this graph is concave up. And lucky for us, all we ever deal with is A is 1 or -1. So because it's concave up, I know in this case, A is going to be +1. Okay. So, anybody think they could write a vertex form knowing that A is 1 and my vertex is 2, -1? Remember, that's our general vertex form right here. Anybody think they could write a vertex form? So we're doing the opposite of what we've been doing for a few weeks now, right? Where I've given you the equation and you find the vertex. Now I gave you the vertex and I want you to write the equation. Okay? All right, Oliver, what'd you get?
So y equals, and then x minus 2 in parentheses, and then squared, -1.
What do you guys think? You agree? Okay, why did Oliver make it -2? I thought the vertex had a +2 there. So why did Oliver make it a -2? That's a good guess. Not because it's being squared. That's a good guess. What, Morgan?
Could it be like it's graphing or whatever? You'd flip maybe the negative and the positive.
Exactly. For the vertex, don't we always make what's in the parentheses opposite, right? We always switch the sign for the x. So because this was a positive here, it has to be a negative here. Okay? How come I don't see anything in front of the x minus 2 squared? It's just +1. So that's perfect. Okay? So once I get the vertex form from the graph, okay, oh, new seating chart, Kelsey. So check Tristan, new seating chart. So check the list over by the Tiki guy for A1. Okay. Okay. So then now how can I get the other forms? Do it how we do it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Convert that vertex to standard. Where does the x minus 2 go? Out of the box or in the box? Where? Out of the box, good, because those are the factors. Then I multiply it all together. What goes in this extra box? Come on, guys, what goes in the extra box? -1, good. Is that really your seat? Jackpot, huh? Okay, then what? Combine like terms, good. So there's my standard form. Now for the factored form or intercept form, we can factor it like we've been doing for months, right? But I want to practice doing it from the graph. What points on the graph would I use to help us? Okay, Morgan?
The x-axis.
Yeah, the x-axis, the x-intercept. So the point 1, 0, and the point 3, 0. So if 1, the number 1 is one of my x-intercepts, what's the x factor thing that would go with that? Anybody have any guesses? Sure, I could try. So we're going opposite today of what we did in other days, right? So if my x-intercept is 1, then what's the factor that was in the factored form that I got the 1 from? No, we're doing intercept form now, right? What would it have had to look like in intercept form for me to get 1 as an x-intercept? That's a good guess. No, we know there has to be an x in there somewhere, right? X minus 1, good, Gunner. And it has to be opposite, right? Just because it's in parentheses there. If I gave you that as my factor, wouldn't you pulled 1 from it as an x-intercept? Okay, so then someone else tell me what's the factor that goes with 3, 0? X minus 3. So today what we're doing is writing equations from graphs. Now you don't have to write this part down, but I just want to show you that had I done my puzzle, what adds to -4 and what multiplies to +3, -1 and -3, look, that's exactly what I would have gotten as my factors. Okay? You doing okay? Questions? What questions do you guys have? Okay, I want you to, let's do, okay, we're going to jump around a little bit. Okay, I want you to go to number 5 first, okay? So I want you to work with the new friends around you, and I want you from the graph to try and write number 5 in vertex form and in factored form. And I'll help you with the standard form, okay? So from the graph, so you're going to decide is A positive or negative, okay? And go from there. Factored and intercept is the same thing. So from the graph.